and I did Wednesday, some of Wednesday, not completing it, and right now I'm doing Thursday.
Got it. Okay, cool, man. Well, I sent you some thought exercises to think about. And I want to say that the first thing I want you to do is to read through. Hold up, let me see. What's your email again, Raven?
RavenLittles4 at gmail.com.
Raven Littles for at Gmail. Okay. Guide. Uh, okay, I'm gonna send this to you. The resilient. There it is. Official. Each day. Day one. All right. About to get crazy.
Try fill it out.
You ready for this? For it to get crazy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go. All right, man. Here it is. So, what I'm gonna do is send you this guide, and every client, every athlete that ever works with me is gonna get this guide anyway. So I wanted you to start thinking about things differently. Now, when you read through the guide, I'm gonna give you directions in the email. Every day, I want you to read a part of the guide. So I don't want you to read all of it at once. I want you to only read to the point where you get to the first exercise. So there's an exercise, day one, exercise one. Then after you do the exercise, don't read any more of the guide until day two. Day two, same thing, read it until you get to the second exercise, okay? So when you get to the second exercise, day two exercise right here, you stop, you finish the exercise for the day. Then day three, you read up to the third exercise, okay? I want you to do that every single day and complete the exercises and really answer them honestly. Some of the questions I was asking you were coming from this document anyway, but really this will build more context for you to start thinking about it differently. But it goes into quite a bit of detail, like about how you can think about this stuff a little bit differently. Like I go really deep into every rung. I go deep into what every aspect of wellness looks like. I go deep into what rung two is like. What's the deep dive of rung two? Like you really get to understand how to really not have injuries for the rest of your life if you follow a certain path. But this also really portrays where most people are. Like they keep going too fast, too soon, they fall back down the pyramid, or they don't create enough time to work on this stuff, so they end up losing out on this kind of work. So I'm going to send this to you, and literally day one, you read till exercise one, complete it, and then send it to me via Google Doc. And day two, same as above, but go to exercise two. Day three, same. Day four, same. Day five, same. Then just go to exercise three, exercise four, and they're all mental exercises. Because the thing is, like, I can give somebody all this stuff to do exercise wise, and it won't matter until their mind is in the right spot, right? So I'm going to go over a part of the guide with you a little bit, and then go over some of the things you sent me. Or actually, I'm going to go over more of what you sent me, and then when you read the guide, it'll make more sense. I think you'll have a lot of aha moments. It'll really help you grow as an athlete, as a person. That's what it's for. It's for you to understand why things happen and how to mitigate. So one thing to note is even that Kobe Bryant video, he was talking about waking up at 4 a.m. The reason for the wake up call at 4 a.m., even though it sounds ridiculous and crazy, is honestly to see how much more training you can get. I think it froze for a second. So yeah, see how much more training you can get. But what he didn't mention is the type of training, right? So it's like you have your athletic skills you want to practice, right? That's one type of training.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your strength, then you have your mobility, and then you have your wellness, right? Now, we've went over the pyramid. Thing is everyone thinks they're a master in each rung more than they overestimate how much of a master they are in each rung. And that's why they jump too fast too soon. Now, the reason for waking up at 4 a.m. is so that you can have more time to master each rung faster. That's the reason. It's not about mental toughness. Like all that BS that coaches teach you, like, oh yeah, you gotta be tough. That's why you gotta wake up. It's like, that doesn't matter, bro. Like what matters is you wake up at that time because you build the ability to work on the things that matter. That's what makes you the best athlete in the world, not mental toughness as it's traditionally defined by a lot of people. Your mental toughness is more stemming from where you put your work, where you allocate your time. This is, I mean, you're going like all out right now. Like this is like your career right now. So the way I want to present this to you is, dude, I want you to think about this as like a full-time job. And what I mean by that is this is not to discount the work you're already doing, the cooking. That's awesome. You're on it. I'm seeing that you're changing there. But what I want you to do is make the shift mentally of, okay, this is where I'm at right now. Something needs to drastically shift with my lifestyle so that I can make myself the best of the best of the best. That means that you as an athlete should not be incurring any injuries. Zero. Like you should be like 0, 0, 0, 0. Not even tweaks. Like those injuries should only happen if someone like awkwardly hits you in the weirdest way. And that just happened because like sports sometimes suck in that regard. Like you can't predict every single scenario. However, you can probably mitigate up to like 98% of problems. And that's the truth. That is totally the truth, right? Ronaldo gets hurt a lot. Messi does not get hurt as much, but Ronaldo gets hurt a lot. And a lot of like basketball players, Kevin Durant gets hurt a lot. Derrick Rose gets hurt a lot. Yeah. Kobe got hurt for a while until he realized, dude, I got to spend and allocate time towards each rung throughout the entire day. So honestly, bro, the way I look at it for you, if you want to go like cray with it, you could technically do 2 2-hour blocks of this work we're giving you on top of everything else you're doing. For example, wake up at 4, right? You already have your meals. You go train. You do the first workout. Done. 2 hours done. Knocked out. Take a break. Eat. Do what you want to do. Do the second 2-hour block. So you go, say you go from like 4:45 to like 6:45. Done. Take a break. Chill. Eat some food. Watch some film of athletic play. Start studying the craft a little bit. Do the second workout. You can do 2 a days. You can do upper and a lower, or you can go back to the first phase I gave you. Do one from there. Do a second from what you're working on now. Then you do the second 2-hour block around like, I don't know, 8 o'clock. You do from 8 to 10. Cool. Take a break. Break from like 10 to 12. Chill. Do whatever you want to do. And the rest of the day, it's like, okay, now I do some skill practice. Practice my skills, practice some basic stuff, make sure that I'm learning how to keep myself in the right positions. I'm not worried about hurting myself because I've done all this prep, right? Before I even start doing skills. Okay. Do your skills, chill. If you wanted to, you could technically hit more soft tissue work from like, I don't know, 2 to 4 or 2 to 3 or 2 to 45. And then you can go back out there around like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock when you have to go play soccer and do your soccer. Right. So like now you have done like all this training before you even play soccer.
Yeah.
It's a different shift. Like not many people will think this way. Not many people will think this way. And that's why it's hard for them to stay in their sport long term. Because the whole goal is make your tissues able to bend, not break. Make them bend like crazy, like freaking like nuts, but don't let them break. And to do that, you have to take your tissues to those points of bending. It doesn't happen. You can't take your tissues to the point of bending when you play your sport because it just stays like, right? It's like that. So you can't take it to those extremes. But in training, you can. So that when you do bend your tissues in sport, what's the likelihood of breaking?
Makes sense.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So off the bat, just from what I said, I want you to tell me, what are 3 big like insights you're getting? What's coming to your head now in terms of where you're currently at and what would need to change in order for you to really like step up your game? Because, you know, when I look at you, I'm not like, I'm going to treat him like every other person. I'm going to treat you like a pro. And there's only 4 other people that I treat like pros. I got my volleyball girl. She plays pro volleyball. I got my other pro soccer guy. And then I got my semi-pro basketball guy. And I got my my pro softball. And that's it. Those are the people I go nut. I'm like, you got to wake up. This is your life. You know, other people that are like, they're lawyers and doctors. And I'm like, cool, you're a lawyer and doctor. You still got to do the work, but you know, you can wake up a little later because you got other things going on. But you, I'm like, dude, this is all in. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are 3 big insights that are coming to you right now?
Well, I need to prepare my food even more.
So insight 1 was, do you want to prepare your food early in the morning? Love it. Cool. And what would that allow you to do, Raven?
Well, I mean, it would set me up for the whole day pretty much because I could always rely on that, you know. If I was hungry, I don't feel like making something big.
So here's how I want you to strategize in your brain. Here's a mental frame. For everything you want in your life, think about your final outcome, right? So for example, what is Raven's outcome? So like, for example, I'm going to make this like macro, and you're going to learn this in the guide whenever you read it. But what is Raven's final outcome? Raven's final outcome is like, I want to go pro. Pro. I want to go pro, right? You want to crush it. Cool. That is your outcome. That's your final big picture outcome. Okay. Then you're like, cool. What needs to happen daily, weekly, monthly, yearly in order for that to happen, right? And what you basically do, you're going to like this because it's really, this is the shit they should teach people in school. I don't know why they don't, but it's like it's like the most important thing they should have taught us when we were kindergartners. Like, for example, if they say, yo kid, you want to go play in the playground at 4 o'clock, and that's your outcome, what do you need to do for that to happen? And it's like, I need to do X, I need to take care of my body, I need to sleep, I need to eat, I need to like do my homework, and then I can go play. If I do it early, then I can go play for longer. Like if they just taught us that, we wouldn't be having tantrums. We'd just be like, oh, I just gotta do my thing, and I can go do it. I can play for 6 hours instead of 2. So check it out, right? You break down your blocks like this. You're like, all right, you don't even think about yearly yet. That's too big of a goal. It'd stress you the hell out. Monthly, already too big. Weekly, maybe doable, but let's think daily, because that's something that is omnipresent. It's in your head. Like, okay, I got next day coming up. So you're like, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's all that's on your mind, right? So you're like, okay, cool. Now I gave you the frame a second ago of being able to use the pyramid to help you like organize your day, right? So if you look at the pyramid, the bottom rung is wellness. The second rung is mobility, awareness, connection. Third rung is strength and conditioning. Fourth rung is now you're getting into performance, right? Fifth rung is elite. So you know that every rung of the foundation of the pyramid allows you to do the next rung. You know that. That's intuitive. If that's the case, you just said, yo, the outcome of preparing your food allows you to set you up for the whole day. Now, I need you to get more specific. What does it specifically set you up for? What activities does it specifically set you up for?
For breakfast, lunch, and maybe a snack.
No, no. What I mean is like, what does that, like doing your meals like that, what does that enable you to do for the rest of the day? What does it allow your body to do?
Oh, well, train, of course.
Allows you to train. Why does it allow you to train?
Because I got the fuel.
You got the what?
The energy, the fuel.
The energy. Okay, so wellness gives you the energy to train. What else does it do? What else does it give you?
Good peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
So clarity, you could say.
Okay, what else?
I don't know how I would say this, but it's like you could just put happiness, I guess, because you know what you gotta do next, and you feel like you're prepared.
Okay, and then what else? I'm going to ask you more clarifying questions. So you're the one answering. I'm just going to be asking you the right questions. But if you don't know, don't worry. I'll ask you a better question.
What's the question? What's that one?
Here we go. So here's the question, right? You just said that wellness gives you peace of mind, clarity, happiness, energy, so that it enables you to train. Great. Now, let's think about what it also gives you in regards to the day after training. So the day after training, right? Hard. What does wellness work? Nutrition, sleep, all that stuff do. What does it allow you to do post workout? One of the biggest and most important things.
Recover.
There you go. Recovery, right? So that you can what? Train. Right? Okay. So what else does it give you? There's more, bro. We're going to build this out big for you because I want you to see the detailed picture. What else? I'll ask you better questions if you don't know. You just say the word. I got it locked and loaded.
I guess you could say it gives you time.
Yes. So you can?
Great.
Wellness expands your time because what you can do in 5 minutes now is greater because your capacity in your brain and your body is more than it was before. Before, if it was low on its capacity, then 5 minutes seems like an hour to the brain. It's like, oh my God, I gotta do this thing for like 5 minutes. And your brain is catastrophizing and saying it's an hour. But when you have wellness, you're like, oh, this is 5 minutes. I got that. Let's go. Bop, 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 done. Let's move on. Right? Time gives you time. What else? You're doing freaking awesome right now. This is you're learning right now from yourself. I'm just facilitating. You're the one learning. You're reflecting right now.
Wellness.
And if it helps, I'm going to go back to this real quick just to give you a visual so your brain can start kicking in even faster. So, bow. All right. Got this chart, right? Here's wellness at the bottom. There's environmental health, which is like water quality and air quality, sleep and lifestyle habits. There's the daily movement habits you do throughout the day, your mental health. We kind of talked about it, gives you happiness, peace, and clarity, which is awesome. Nutrition, electromagnetic frequency stuff. And then the next rung is mobility and ownership of athletic ranges of motion, control and athletic shapes, body awareness, connection, and movement. Right. So what else does it enable you to do? What does it give you?
Well, you could say it gives you strength, but that's kind of like energy, because it helps you.
You're on the right track. Keep going. Keep going. You're on the right track. You're killing it. Keep going. You're so close. I love what you're saying. It gives you strength. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you figure it out. It gives you strength, but I want you to think about why it gives you strength. Like you said, energy, right? Energy is a component, because like you eat food, you digest it, you absorb it through your gut, and then it goes to your intestines to eliminate, right? But in that process, you have to convert your food to usable energy, which is ATP, which I teach you in school, basic ATP. That's energy, but that's one aspect of what the food gives you, right? You said it gives you strength. I want you to expand on that. Where does it give you strength? What does it do? Here's the question. What does it do to your muscles, your tissues, your ligaments, your tendons, your fascia? What do you think it does to your bones?
Nutrients.
That's how it makes it stronger. Make sense? So that is literally making you stronger because of what it does to your tissues. It makes it more resilient tissues. And that does what?
Allows me to train.
Right?
Yeah.
So you just built out this whole like thing for yourself, right? You're like, okay, I see that if I do this on a daily basis, it builds my capacity to train. Because honestly, the big roadblock of people even doing rung 2, they say, oh my God, it's so hard. It's so hard to just like hold this engagement. I'm like, I know it's hard, but it can be less hard if you do rung 1 really damn well. Then rung 2 is like, yeah, it's hard. And I'm glad it's hard, because if it wasn't hard, then when I go play my sport's gonna feel so hard. I'm gonna feel so tired. I'm gonna be dragging my feet. But if I do the hard thing here, my sport's gonna feel easier by contrast. It's like, for example, when you, like, this is a very like primal example or primitive example, but say you go and like, you put ankle weights on, and you're running with ankle weights for like 3 days. And then you take them off, and you're like, oh my God, running without them feels like I'm flying. It's the same concept, right? It's like, I did rung 2 so damn well that, dude, rung 4 and 5 feels like a joke. I need to do more rung 2 than rung 3, get really damn good, that when I do get to spend lots of time, because like this is the rest of your life, right? Like rung 4, rung 5, you can spend all that time, but if you invest time now, you'll avoid what you see half of your people that you look up to, like in soccer, that they're getting hurt. You'll avoid half the shit they go through. Because if they did what you're doing now, they would have been avoiding all this stuff. And all the frustration and all the emotional turmoil. And that's when you read the guide, it goes over that. So it helps you reflect about where you're at. But I don't want you to go through all like the ups and downs. Oh man, now I can't do anything. I can't even play at all. Because that's the terrible thing. Yeah. Rather do this now where you can still play versus not play at all. Right? It's like,
gotcha.
So boom, that was huge. You just discovered for yourself. I just asked you questions. And you were like, this is what it does. Okay, so that's rung 1, right? So now let's go deeper. Okay, so you just went over wellness. Now, rung 2, right? This is rung 1. Rung 2. I'm going to quickly show you the screen real fast because I want you to quickly take a snapshot in your brain. Rung 2, awareness, connection, control in athletic-like shapes, mobility and ownership of athletic ranges of motion. Okay. So the way I want you to think about this, and it goes into in detail in the guide too, is like what it's trying to say is if Raven wants to cut, if he wants to cross over somebody, if he wants to hesitation dribble somebody, if he wants to hezi cross over, pull back, snatch the ball back, and have the defender frozen, and then go again, accelerate and say bye. I'm fast as AF boy, right? Like if that's what you want, right? Certain parts of your body have to be able to move. So I want you to think about, in order for you to do a hezi, for example, hesitation, there's a step back component, right? Your ankle has to step back, or your foot has to step back.
Mm-hmm.
So what mobility requirements are needed for the ankle, for the hip, for the low back, for the spine, for the shoulders, in order to do a hezi? Now, I ask it a bit rhetorically, but I also ask it for real. Like your ankle, right, has to be able to do two things. It needs to be able to go this way and this way. Because like if you step back, you have to do that, right?
Mm.
If your ankle can't do that, if it can't flex up and it lands like this, what's it going to do? It's going to collapse inward. What's the knee going to do? It's going to collapse inward. And then it's going to be pissed off because it's starting to shear, right? So the whole idea behind rung 2 is to give you the basic ability for every single joint in your body to be able to get into the positions that matter for you. And what matters for you, and this is how we're going to make it come full circle for you, because I want you to think about only the shit you care about. I can tell you how cool this shit is, but it won't matter, right? So I'm going to tell you only the things you care about. What you care about is jump, sprint, rotate.
Also, going backwards.
Going backwards would be a part of agility. So this is the stuff you care about. 100% of sports have some iteration of all 5 of these skills, right? So let me think of jump. If you think about jumping, right? Jumping is just a bunch of little sprint, like, you know, when you sprint, when you run, you're doing lots of jumps. That's what sprinting is. Jump, 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 jump. Right? So if you think about jumping, and you think about what it requires, okay? Jumping, sprinting, rotating, agility. And actually, honestly, this should be at number 4. This should be at number 5. Agility is the last skill to master. Why do you think that's the case?
Probably because it's not going straight forward.
Beautiful. It's not going straight forward. Now I'm going to give you a visual real quick. You're going to see it real fast, like real quick. Check it out. Agility is at the peak, the ladder, okay? In order for you to be agile is a combination of what? I'm just going to use
mobility and strength.
I'm going to use my cursor, just looking at this pyramid. It is a combination of what skills?
All that.
Yeah, bro. Right? It's a combination of all of this, right? So if you can't even jump and if you can't even sprint and you don't have reactivity, you don't have technique or coordination, you can't do that. Not a chance. At least you can do it, but it's not going to be high level, right? And like you go down and you come back up, and if you didn't do any of these rungs, rung 1, 2, or 3, coming to the performance rung, it won't matter, right? Because how can you do coordination if you can't coordinate your upper and lower half in a basic static hold, right? Can you hold yourself in a static position for X amount of time without losing it? And if you can't do that, if you don't train that enough, then it doesn't have a reason to do it when you do this stuff, when you're out there on the field. It's like, I don't have any reason to do it. You haven't told me how important this is because you haven't put enough time into that, right? The body just is highly reactive. It's like, what does Raven give me all day? I'm gonna do that. If whatever Raven gives me for 7 hours, I'm going to do what he gives me for 7 hours. If he gives me something for an hour, I'll kind of do it. But if he does it for more than that, all right, I think Raven's trying to tell me something, right? And that's how the body works. So agility is the last rung in general. Like if you go to the general pyramid up here, like the general pyramid is, where's general? Here's a general pyramid, right? This is the overarching pyramid. This is everything. And what I basically did for you is take every rung and make its own pyramid. Because every rung can be its own pyramid, like a Russian nesting doll can be its own pyramid.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I went to the performance rung and I was like, okay, people think they're ready for agility, but bro, can you even? Right. So with that being said, now that you understand that this is the complexity of what you're dealing with as an athlete in sport, if you go back to rung 2, boom, right here. What does rung 2 enable you to do? Now that you, in the context of your 5 skills, or 5 athletic skills, what does rung 2 give you the capacity to do? And it could be very simple, right? Because literally, if you're looking at rung 2, it gives you the capacity to do what? Rung 3, right? It's like kind of simple. That's one thing. But I want you to look at this and tell me why. Why does rung 2 give you the ability to do rung 3? And I'm going to scroll down to a detailed rung 2 for you. So strength is at the top of this rung 2 pyramid. Why does this give you the ability to do this?
I think because it allows you to listen to your body, and as a result, you're able to control what you want.
Cool. Now, I'm going to help you even more. Check it out. Let's look at strength and conditioning for a second. Okay. Strength and conditioning, rung 3. That one right here, if you look at rung 3, strength and conditioning as it's traditionally taught is a little bit too simplistic. But here's how I want you to think about strength. Does your strength work actually give you the ability to hold any of the positions you have to get into to perform these athletic feats? For jumping, for throwing, for sprinting, does your strength work actually give you the capability to get in those shapes, right? Can you even hold your own body weight in the positions that these athletic skills are asking you to do? If not, how would you do it with added weight and load on your body? How could you take impact while in that shape along with not being able to hold that position? Next question. Can you push, pull, rotate, hinge, squat, lunge your body weight unilaterally from most strength movements that you perform? If this can't happen, how do you expect to do unilateral movements like running, jumping off one leg, throwing, rotating, and fast change of direction? Can you add, then after mastering this, can you then add a load that is half your body weight? So whatever you weigh, so you're like a buck, what, 50, buck 40?
Oh, dude, I've been getting heavier, man.
You buck 70?
I'm like 81 kilograms, which I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, it's close to 170. Okay, so if you're 81 kg, you do half that, that's about 40 kg. So can you add 40 kg to your body and weight and then do all those body weight movements you were doing before? And then go beyond that, bro. Then can you take that, right, with the load you added, and then do it for 5 minutes? Take 40 pounds or take 40 kg on top of your body and do a crazy lunge or a crazy pistol squat or a crazy Nordic with 40 pounds for 5 minutes. That sounds nuts, right?
Yeah.
But I want you to do that because I know you can do that. I know you're capable. But imagine if you did that, bro, how much easier would rung 4 and 5 be? The athletic stuff. You
so
can do
easy, man.
Yeah, right? It's like the whole ankle weight thing again. You did the ankle weights while doing the crazy ass movement. That's already hard. for 5 minutes. Of
Mm.
course, when you're out there on the field for 5 minutes, needing the same muscles, those muscles are like, yeah, I've done this before. This feels easy in comparison, right? So now that you've seen rung 3, bro, I'm gonna go back to rung 2 again. So what does rung 2 enable you to do for rung 3? You know that rung 2 is this stuff.
Mm.
Why is rung 2 so important for rung 3? Now that you've seen that.
Because if you can't hold what you have to, then you, I don't know, you're just gonna fall apart basically.
Okay, so let's give you a way to think about it, right? So rung 2. We're gonna do what you did for wellness for rung 2. Okay, so MOB, awareness, connection, right? Okay, you know that in the strength work, it said that I want you to be able to do your body weight movements, like, you know, single leg pistol, single leg Cossack, crazy skater lunges, on the toes lunges, all this crazy stuff, all that,
Mm.
right? We know we want to do that. That's your strength work. If that is your strength work, what does your joints need to be able to do to even do that, right? That's why this is important. What do your joints need to be able to do in order for you to even do those strength movements? Because when you looked at rung 3, it was like, this sounds like fun. I get to really push the limit, right? And then
Yeah.
at the end of it, you get to add half your body weight and load to everything you're doing. That's strength. Now imagine adding half your body weight and load to your body when it can't even bend its ankle.
Mm.
Add 40 kg to an ankle that can't flex.
Damn.
What's gonna happen?
You're gonna compromise in other parts of your
There you
body.
go. So this gives you the ability to even get into the strength shapes, right? Because I can say, yo, get into a pistol. You're like, I'm trying, but my knee can't bend.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, you gotta go back to rung 2, right? And so that's why it's like, if you do this early, then we can really push rung 3's limits, because I want to push rung 3's limits. I want to do crazy stuff with 40 kg added to you. Right? But I can't add 40 kg in my right mind to you if I know your ankle and knee can't bend there, because then I'm just going to add more load and force to a joint that can't bend. That means snap, crackle, pop.
Mm.
Right?
Gotcha.
So it gives you the ability to even get into the shapes. But then what else does it do? It gives you, because for strength movements, right? They are going to need you to know exactly what to fire and when. If you don't know what to fire in a strength pattern, you're going to use something else. You're going to compensate. So the other thing it gives you is knowing what to fire and when.
I would say it also helps you even out, like whenever you're activating a certain thing, then you can also activate the other side better because you're aware of it.
Yeah, it takes care of all the imbalances, right?
Mm.
And then you take away compensations and imbalances, and now you're not thinking so hard about that stuff. You're just like, I'm just training, I'm just pushing the limit now. I got 40 kg, let's go. Right? Think
Yeah.
about 40 kg is about 80 pounds plus. You got 80 pounds on your body and you're doing crazy stuff like Bulgarian jumps and that's what I want everyone to do. But like, you watch all the stuff at Nike commercials and shit, that's what they show you. They show you rung 3. But then people do it and they get hurt and they wonder why. It's like, because you haven't done rung 1 and 2, bro.
Mm.
I want you to do the cool shit. I want you to do the sexy stuff, but I can't get you there because, we keep falling down the pyramid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is going to be in your guide anyway. So don't worry. So when you go through your guide, you're going to be answering these questions. Just do an exercise a day, read to the exercise 1, then do another. don't try to read it all in one sitting. Let it consolidate over time. It's slow reading. But this is the kind of thinking you're going to do, and check it out. Like, we haven't even done all the rungs. We just did rung 1 and 2, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna bring it full circle for you. Now, when you come back to your days and you're like, what needs to happen daily in order for Raven to get his final outcome, right? His final outcome is pro athlete, right? You just broke this down so detailed of what this gives you. Wellness gives you all these things so you can train. This gives you all these things so that you can train again, right?
Yeah.
Train. And then pro athlete is what? You're doing the 5 athletic skills at a high level, right? You're jumping, sprinting, agility, right? So this gives you the ability to do those 5 athletic skills. The 5 athletic skills, if you master them, give you the ability to do what? Get your final outcome. You see that? You see how this is building for you?
Yeah.
So when you're organizing your schedule, you're like, I know that this gives me these things. I know that my final outcome, what's my final outcome for the day? So then you break it down to micro, right? Macro is pro, micro is the day. What is my final outcome for the day? So to do that, right? To figure out what your final outcome for the day is think about, okay, what do I need my body to accomplish, right? Every day, every single day, you're like, okay, I need to get a step closer. I need to get a step closer to rung 5 every single day. I need to get a little bit closer to this. I am not fully here. I'm not fully here. So every day for even a month, 2 months, 3 months, you're like, how can I really master these rungs, right? So for right now, your goal, your outcome for the day is, can I really master this stuff? And then what will it take for me to master it? Okay, right now I'm having a hard time completing it. So maybe my outcome is I wake up earlier so that I can complete 2 a day here. I can do 2 workouts from this, knock it out, be done, eat, relax. My day's already like halfway done. I've finished all the stuff. I've trained already. My body feels ready for soccer. By the time you even get to soccer, your body's ready. You're not like, oh, I got to warm up a bunch. They're like, dude, I've been doing this. I've been on this game for 4 hours already today. What you talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's the mindset. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, very. Are you gonna post this?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be available for everyone. I just finally finished it. I spent a lot of hours on it.
I was talking about the video of the
Yes,
different blocks. Yeah.
this video right here that we're talking on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's live right now, so I'll just tag you.
Okay.
So, because I mean, we can use this for probably everybody, honestly. So I'm gonna probably save this video. But yeah, bro, like this is, you got the guides in your email, so you can start reading through that. That can even be like leisure, think about the guide as part of your job too. Because like, I'm studying to be the best athlete ever, right? So this is part of my study. Let's study. And this is just one of the things I'm gonna give you. In about a week's time, I'm gonna give you this 5-day challenge thing, which really helps you reframe each day. You'll have that next. Then after that, you're gonna get more resources from me. So you're gonna have all this like schooling that I wish I had when I was younger. But this is the kind of thinking that, like, if they just told me, Sumer, what is your outcome for the day? I'd be like, oh, that would help me a lot. I'm not sitting here like, I don't know. I'm just trying to be a teenager, bro. I'm just trying to figure out my life. I'd be like, oh, I got an outcome. I mean, even with like dating, right? It's like, what is your outcome with dating? You're like, I never thought about that. I don't know. Right? And if it was like, oh, I can say right now I'm 16 years old. I want to be able to explore and meet different people. Then it like takes all the pressure out of dating.
Mm.
Same with pro sports. It's like if you just figure out day, what do I need to get done today? Not thinking when I hit pro. I'm like right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just need to work the rungs. Slow. Anyway, bro, that's the big thing I wanted to impart to you is that and I'm excited for you to read through the guide. I'm excited to see what you come up with. Is because the next thing I'm going to give you out before, like I'm going to wait for you to figure out how you're going to organize your day, but I'm also going to give you an extra, like all the exercises in the guide. It's going to make you figure it out. Like it's kind of cool the way the exercises are done. It helps you realize, well, how do I need to ba, 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 ba.
All
We're
right.
going to have systems for you to organize too, so don't worry, that's coming soon too. Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, bro. Well, final thing, we got like 3 minutes left. I want you to tell me, given everything you learned today, what's one thing that sticks out the most that you're like, oh, I didn't think about it that way?
Well, what sticks out the most is that I can accomplish 2 workouts in one day, which will probably be like 5 hours of my day at least. But
Right?
yeah, just rethinking about how I approach each day and how I'm gonna have to step it up, you know.
Yeah, man. Think about it. Like you get up real early, you've done all, and then it's only like 10, 11 o'clock. And you're like, it's only 10 a.m. I've already got the stuff done. I get to like recover and eat and like just relax for a bit,
Yeah.
read, meditate, do things I enjoy, do some wellness stuff. And then it's like you're just preparing. You're studying you can study and watch more film. You can understand how people are like playing, like do the other things you enjoy, but you got the hardest thing done. Right? The hardest thing was done.
Yeah.
So you're like, come on, Dave, what you got? Like, I already did the hardest thing. You can't hit me. Right?
Yeah.
What you gonna send? You're gonna send me this little weak player coming, whatever. That's easy. You know, like you're gonna try to nudge me. That's easy. Whatever. Your brain is so ready. So anyway, man, I hope this inspired you, and I hope this gave you some perspective. I really want to see you succeed, and yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But
Thanks,
if you have
man.
any more questions, any questions actually, any questions for me?
Um well, you know, my knee is kind of, I had yesterday while I was doing the workout, I completed one of the exercises and then I was just messing around with my knee trying to feel it out because it feels like my toe, my big toe is starting to get more activation, and through that it's like rearranging my whole entire foot. And yeah, that's it's like I can always pop my ankle right now. Like every second I could just pop it.
Okay.
And yeah. Yeah, I was putting it out on a bench and I was just letting it stretch and stuff, and then I
Yeah.
did a couple of ankle movements and it felt like I opened up a bunch of space in my knee and below it, and then
Mm,
throughout my leg, and yeah,
that's sick.
it was pretty painful though.
I know that is pretty intense. I think a good strategy for you is in terms of what workouts to pick. Actually, I should tell you that so you have more direction. Um, Here's how I think you should do it. So if you're looking at, so right now you're doing this phase 3 stuff, which is like all this toe stuff, and you're crushing the tool, you're getting stronger through your body. About 2 months ago, you were doing a lot of this soft tissue stuff, calf smash, wrapping, and all that. About 2 months ago, you were hitting that, right? I would suggest, and what I can do for you actually is I can go ahead and copy all this stuff right here and add it to your daily stuff in TrueCoach. So you have two workouts already set. Like that, you can see it on TrueCoach. If that helps you, I'll go ahead and do that now.
Yeah, that would help.
And that way, all you're doing is like, all right, I see my 2 workouts. All I got to do is just knock them out. Copy. Boom.
One question.
Yep.
Do you think I should just focus on my lower body for now, since my knee is needing help?
Good question. So most people ask that to me, and I say, absolutely, you need to focus on both, upper and lower. And here's the reason. I'm glad you asked that. Here's the reason. You already figured out when you crush the tool, you get more stable through your feet, right? There's your answer. There's a reason why. Because when you use your upper body, all of a sudden, your lower body stabilizes. Why does that happen?
It's all connected.
Right? So, but I'm going to ask you, like, truthfully, why do you think it's like, how is it connected? What does this enable your foot to do? If you don't know, I'll give you the answer, and I'll help you think about it. But
I would say it helps you drive through the back.
Yeah, but also think about it, right? Like if you were just like
not as in your back, but like the back of your body, rather, like all the way through your heels and
you got it,
all the back muscles.
You got it, because you have a line of fascia that goes from up here in your neck all the way to your heel, right? So fascia connects muscles together, and if your fascia senses that you're contracting something up here, your butt will sense it too, because it's one line. It's one line of a sheath. It's not like it's like little lines all separated. Fascia senses stretch and contraction. So if it senses contraction up here, down there is like, I have to contract too.
Yeah.
That's why. So the answer in short is you need to do both.
All right.
But the good thing is you're doing 2 days anyway, so you're going to do a double lower. It's just going to look different. So I'm going to put that in starting next week for you. So I'm going to give you time, right? So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to give you some time to plan this. I'm putting it in starting next week. So this is where I'm adding it. Yep. Starting on the 12th. There, it's added. Boom.
All right.
Okay, so you got some time to think. You have some time to read the guide, which I highly recommend you start doing now. It will organize your thoughts. It will organize how you think about it. Bro, you're going to crush it.
Sounds great, man.
All right, man. Looking forward to hearing a progress report from you. Just message me and tell me how it's going. Tell me what you're learning. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll keep you updated.
All right, bro. Peace.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Bye.